Thought I would kind of miss driving to work, but 7 o'clock here and traffic already lining up. You can't free yourself of that California traffic. Fruit and vegetables box from Farm Fresh to You, which is a farm share. We pay, what is it, 25 bucks? No. 25 bucks a month?
It's like 30 something.
And they send us whatever's seasonal?
Yeah, I can kind of select too.
I love these things because they're basically like fractals.
The
like
Romanesco cauliflower.
But they go for like ever. You get that, right? Like it's basically like infinity because it's big at the bottom and then they get smaller and smaller. Very wild.
These are radishes.
I don't eat those either. I don't even like looking at them.
Kiwis.
God. You have a rough kiwi. You need the bag. That's the worst thing for a 2-year-old.
Onions.
Stop putting stuff on the kiwis. They're getting crushed. That's Johnny's Space Ranger action helmet. He wants to put the bag on his head.
This is we have so much citrus.
Jesus, you keep crushing those kiwis.
They'll be fine.
They're already gone. They're obliterated.
Look, those are pears, which are delicious. Their pears are amazing. All organic and local. Yay.
Oh, Ben, you didn't even watch that.
You didn't watch that.
Okay, I'll go wash it for you.
Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to spend today really just talking about some current events and a comment that I got, and I want to call it commenting 101. But anyway, before we do that, let me show you. Remember banchang? Remember that stuff I made? That pressed rice dish with the pork and the mung bean? This is all mine, this thing right here. This is Chinese New Year banchang. I get to unwrap this and devour it. Of course, I will not be able to eat this in one sitting, but still, I'm gonna set that. How can I get my banchang and me in the video at the same time? Will that work? Look at that. All right, banchang, my buddy. I want to talk about news that came out recently that Sears is closing another huge amount of stores. A couple of years ago, Sears was close to about 1,400 stores nationwide, and now they're down to just over 700 stores, and they will be through the course of 2016. That's like a 50% drop in their stores. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, you know I like tools. You know that I've done plenty of videos on the tool hauls where I buy cheap tools and I flip them. I'm also a Craftsman tool owner. I buy Craftsman tools. I have found that when I have an issue with their warranty, I have no issue going into a Sears, swapping the tools out. What the warranty is like at Sears is basically when you have an issue, whether it's a hand tool, power tool, whatever, you can take it into a store and generally get it swapped out. I think there's some issues with some of the power tools. If they don't have it in stock, for example, you do have to go through their central hub, etc., etc. Well, why wouldn't they have it in stock? Because they're either going out of business or they're redoing their floor plan. So now we have the situation where the stores are all going out of business. You're not going to be able to return the Craftsman items, and even worse, and this is like the worst fear, it's not that all the Sears just disappear tomorrow, right? Or they disappear 2 years from now, 3 years from now, etc. The concern is that they will sell off the brand. And that's been done to other tool companies in the past. It's been picked up by other cheaper tool companies, and the better named, you know, Craftsman is not the top tier tools, but it's gonna erode the quality of the name like really, really low. Plus, they'll probably stop holding the warranty. They'll probably stop keeping up quality. All that stuff makes perfect sense. So why am I talking about this? Because I think it's time we abandon Sears. We move forward into something else. I know a lot of guys are Snap-on guys. Snap-on's very expensive. I don't like Lowe's, which I think is, what are they? I know Husky is Home Depot. It's all the blue crap. Cobalt is Lowe's. So I've got to start thinking of when things start breaking, what am I going to replace it with? Most likely my hand tools won't have a problem. My wrenches will probably continue to be wrenches long into the future because they're friggin' wrenches. But my power tools, I'm probably going to go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee, I've had really good luck with their saws. I know that their drills are not the same thing, but I've been watching reviews. There's a lot of really good reviews out there. I mentioned that guy A versus E. A versus E does a lot of really good reviews, although he does a lot of junk tools sometimes on purpose to point out how crappy things are, so keep that in mind. But I just thought I should take a moment here because it is something that affects kind of all us guys, and it's mostly guys on this channel, so I'm assuming there's a good chunk of you that have Craftsman tools. So if you weren't looking at this, if you weren't thinking about this, now you know. And hopefully I'm saving you from a weekend where you go out and you buy something else that's Craftsman and you probably should have spent that on something else. Or at least researching about something else. If it's truly Craftsman because you've always bought Craftsman, your dad bought Craftsman like me, you know, maybe you should not just give them the benefit of the doubt going forward, actually research it. So that's that. Let's see if I can get from behind the, yes, from behind the lettuce jungle here. Hello, hello. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I received a comment, and this isn't, I feel bad because the guy seems like a nice guy. I'm just gonna read the comment, and you guys post, so 2 questions of the day, we'll just get that out of the way right now. One, where do you buy your tools? Hand tools is one thing, but power tools, where are you buying your power tools these days? Do you have a particular brand you like? I think I talked about this in the past. No, I asked what your favorite power tool was, or favorite tool. What's your favorite brand now? I wanna know, because if I'm leaving Craftsman, I need something to. Question 2, I want you to tell me if I'm overreacting about my breaking down this argument that this person left on my channel. Let me just go quickly. So I made a video about cheap Chinese flashlights. I said I own expensive flashlights. I said I like expensive flashlights, but the cheap flashlights are coming up in quality, and their price is unbeatable. Basically, that's the whole video. This is the comment. Don't fool yourself for 1 minute that there are genuine Cree LEDs in those lights. It's all cheap counterfeit crap. Fake Cree LEDs, poor quality manufacturing, and most likely dangerously poor batteries. Don't mess with those cheap Chinese 18650 cells and chargers. You're liable to burn your house down. You could have taken the 40 you spent on virtually nothing and had a halfway decent light with a reputable brand and, all capitals, less potential for a fire. Okay, so first, this guy doesn't know me, we don't have a rapport, I don't think he's a follower, that's fine. If you're gonna make a comment on somebody's video, potentially someone that you don't really disagree with, put the hyperbole, leave it on the table. Don't bring it out. Don't bring out these and most likely dangerously poor batteries. Well, how do you know? Have you tested them? No. Most likely fake. It's all cheap counterfeit crap. Is it? Are you sure? How do you know? Because you don't know, and you're wrong. They make plenty of authentic, real chips in China, paid for by real companies that then rebrand them, mark them up 500%, and sell to you in Costco, Walmart, and all the other big boxes, and Amazon. And then you're liable to burn your house down. So you got a fear tactic, you've got a argument from belief, not an argument from knowing, and then you kind of slide in there with the attack of well, you could have bought a halfway decent light from a reputable brand for $40. Not even that is accurate. You can't buy a good flashlight, cell, and charger for $40. Like Nightcore, good luck. True Night, maybe True Night. But again, now you're talking about at the same or close to the same lumen output as the lights that were in the video that I bought for 11 bucks, right? It doesn't really flow. I said nicely, do you have any sort of evidence to back this up? How much more likely that Chinese cells explode than rebranded Chinese cells sold by halfway decent light companies? Because the reality is China makes all this crap. They make the cells, they make the lights, they make everything. There's probably outliers in other countries that do make lights, and they're probably very expensive, but China makes most of this crap. True Night, for example, I'm assuming a lot of their stuff comes from China. And when I say True Night, I mean Through Night. Sorry about that. So then he replied back saying, sorry, I seem to have hit a bit of a nerve. Not at all. I just don't understand how he can make claims that aren't substantiated by anything. And I pointed him out, and he comes back by saying, oh, you must be getting emotional. I don't think he's trolling because I think he's actually making arguments, but he's not understanding the logic of what he's saying. I assure you my comment was not intended as a personal slight against you. Again, okay, we'll take it as a, and here is why I'm making this video. The point of what I stated is pretty simple. Spend a little more, get better quality. Here we go. Surely you're not naive enough to believe there's never been a risk of fire due to poorly constructed and or misused lithium-ion batteries, parentheses, mostly from China. I was simply suggesting that safer, genuine batteries from reputable manufacturers, Samsung, Panasonic, LG, sold wrapped by companies like Nitecore, Olight, and have protection circuitry in them are a better choice even though they cost more. Yes, but going back to your original statement of $40, $40 might buy you a Nitecore Lite. It doesn't buy you those batteries, which are like $40 for a pair to begin with, nor does it buy the awesome chargers. And their stuff is great! Again, that's not the issue. The issue is that you come out saying, surely you're not ignorant enough. So you're already attacking my potential intelligence. Nobody is dumb enough to think that Chinese batteries don't dangerously explode. Where do you think the fucking batteries come from for most of our stuff? They come from China. And just because you put circuitry in there, protection circuitry, that doesn't mean that they still don't off-gas. That doesn't mean that you can deal with a catastrophic failure of lithium ion. You can't. The circuitry, you're talking like you know, but the reality is there's stuff that isn't done in circuitry, stuff that can still happen, bad stuff. Fires and stuff, like potentially burning your house down and stuff. So the idea that one person is naive and the other person isn't because they're okay with Chinese products, everything's from China, everything. And just because you're buying a Nitecore Lite, right? I got my Nitecore Lite. There's crap in there from China. If not there, in the cell. If not in the cell, in the charger. And they've just rebranded it and sold it for a massive % increase. So what is it? Like what is the point of even making the argument? Why? Why do we do it? Why do we do these things on YouTube? Why do we make comments like these? They don't need to be made. Unless you've actually tested, or you can point me to actual tests. Don't tell me about how, like, I should worry about a fire. Oh, really? How much more likely is there gonna be a fire? Does that mean I just need to keep a fire extinguisher close by? Okay. I'd rather pay $5 for a battery than $40. Okay, next. Is that it? Okay. That's it. That's the discussion. It didn't need to go to ignorance or calling me out or saying that you could have bought something better for cheaper. None of that needed to happen. It was all vapor. So yes, I took the bait. I went through and actually made a video about this comment, not because I needed to reply to him directly, even though if he watches this, you know, I hope this helps. But it's for everybody else. Like, are you making arguments from belief or are you making arguments from knowing? And when it comes to products that you can actually buy in the retail space, if you're not making an argument from knowing, meaning you know the answer to this question and your argument is backed up by facts that you know and have gathered, you're a fanboy. That's what it is. You're a fanboy. If it's about belief and feeling and emotions, that's not an argument. That's a fallacy, a logical fallacy, an argument to make people shame them into believing like you believe because your way is the right way. We shouldn't do that. So sorry for going down the rabbit hole a bit on this one. I hope we take something away from that. But considering how long I spent talking about it, I don't know that any of that's possible at this point. All right, guys, that's it for today. Take it easy.